Alright, the biography review. I read Grinding It Out by Ray Kroc. I've read this book before. It's not a very long book. So, of course, Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's. You of course immediately recognize the brand from the cover. Interesting story. I'm not a fan of McDonald's. I live close to McDonald's, but I haven't bought like McDonald's for like 3 years or something. I absolutely hate like that kind of junk food. I don't really eat that like junk food, like fast food restaurants. But anyways, it's still an interesting story. Very interesting, like how someone builds such a big business. It's always interesting to learn the business side. And of course, just to be fair, of course Ray Kroc, he gives like a lot of money to charity. He is in that way making the world a better place as well. But of course, like millions of people get like unhealthy from like eating too many French fries and burgers and drinking too much soda. And but it's a very interesting story. He started out from like humble beginnings, and he was first a salesman actually for many years. It's interesting to learn like how he sold paper cups. I think the companies in like massive quantities. There was actually some, I think, sales advice he said somewhere here. Let me read it if I find it. But so that was his background, and again, like Starbucks founder, I read the book From the Ground Up by Howard Schultz, his autobiography. He also was in sales, so it seems, and like the book, the self-made billionaire effect, there it says that most of the billionaires are like, they have lots of like sales experience first. So sales is a very vital skill, as this shows us again. And I think he was over 50 years old when he started like McDonald's. So he met the McDonald's brothers, and he liked their food, and I think he was, I'm not sure how he met them, but maybe like trying to sell them the paper cups or something, and he saw an opportunity to kind of like do business with them, trying to sell more paper cups. But eventually he got the idea that somebody should really like start expanding that restaurant and start selling those hamburgers and French fries in more massive quantities. Here's, by the way, the selling thing. He says, "Too many salesmen I found would make a good presentation and convince the client, but they couldn't recognize that critical moment when they should have stopped talking. If I ever noticed my prospect starting to fidget, glancing at his watch or looking out the window or shuffling the papers on his desk, I would stop talking right then and ask for his order. So it's important that you don't prolong the presentation too much. Like he says that if somebody's ready to buy, he doesn't have the time, just close the deal. And so yeah, then the McDonald's brothers, when he presented them the idea that somebody should run like a big franchise, they were like, who should do that? And then he was like, well, how about me? And then that's how it all started. And then the franchise started to spread. Like they opened the first, the second restaurant, and the people started to open the restaurants as franchisees. Here's one piece of advice also from Ray Kroc. He says, keep it simple, stupid. K-I-S-S, or KISS. That's like what he follows. Like you want to keep things simple in the business. And so, yeah, of course, that was his career then after that. He also married this woman. It was kind of interesting story as well, like how he was trying to like marry a woman who was already married, and he was himself already in a relationship, and he felt so convinced and committed that he left his own wife, divorced, and hoped that I think Jody or something was the name of the woman, and but then she did not actually end up breaking up with his husband at first. He was alone for a while, but then eventually they met again and they decided that they should be together. Very interesting story. So I recommend reading this book at least once. Check the link right below this video to get this book from bookdepository.com. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If this was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, just click that red subscribe button. It's free. So that's it. See you next time.